Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel Trouble Free. In today's video, we are going to learn about the Taylor's approach, a scientific approach to management in the subject of management sciences. So in this video, we will be learning what is Taylor's approach and what are the principles that are defined by Taylor, right? So we will be learning about those things in this video. So make sure that you watch the video till the end so that you can understand the concept clearly, and if after understanding also if you're still having any doubts, let me know that in the comment section. And also let me know the date of your exams in the comment section, so that if your date is really very near, I will be doing the videos faster, otherwise I'll be doing them relaxedly. Okay, so first let's understand okay, leave it. I will just tell it in the order. Taylor's scientific approach to management, right? And his full name is Frederick Winslow Taylor, and he is the person who developed the theory of management. Okay, he developed the theory of management, and he defined scientific management as knowing exactly what you want men to do. Okay, break here, and seeing that they do it in the best and cheapest way. That means exactly what you want the men to do. Suppose we want the workers who are working in our company to produce some 10 pens, let us take. So we want them to produce 10 pens. So you have to know what exactly you want men to do. So what we want them to do, we want them to manufacture 10 pens. Okay, and seeing that they do it in best and cheapest way, and also we should make sure that they will be doing it in the best and also the cheapest way, right? So that is what scientific management means according to Taylor. So here we will be coming across so many people, and every person will have different versions. So this is the version of Taylor. Knowing exactly what you want your men to do, that means what your workers has to do for you, that you have to have a clarity first, and then you should make them to do the work in a best way and also in the cheapest way. Okay, so this is about the definition of scientific management according to Taylor. Now we have some principles here, right? We have 4 principles. They seem to be very less in number when you see them, but when you write them, you will minimum get 2 pages. So I will elaborate each and everything. Just remember, otherwise write it. If you are having a habit of writing parallel writing or running notes, then that's good. So first, science is not rule of thumb. First I have to tell you what is rule of thumb. See, in initial days, what managers used to do is, if suppose they got a problem, suppose a machine is not working, let us take a machine is not working, some machine gave you some trouble, then what managers will do, they will refer to the past. If the same type of problem has happened in the past, then what people did, then how did they overcome that, they will just refer it, and they'll just blindly follow those principles here. See, actually the days keep on changing, right? How the olden days were there, it's not today. So but managers will not think about that, they will just blindly follow that approach and use that here. It may or may not solve the problem, because the machines or everything what were in the olden days now got advanced, right? So science is not a rule of thumb. That is what Taylor says. So it is not a rule of thumb. So what he said, discard means leave the rule of thumb, do not use rule of thumb. And he gave a scientific approach. In scientific approach, what was done means, investigate the traditional methods. First we have to investigate, we have to read, we have to refer through the traditional methods, that means the olden methods, and then among all those things we have to collect the best practices, we have to collect, right? And from those best practices we have to develop a new standard method on our own by combining the previous best traditional practices and now modern practices. We have to combine and create our own standard method, right? And this standard method which we have created by considering all the conditions, the olden conditions and the present modern conditions, then we can generate out a standard solution which is having it will save time, which will save efforts, which will save money, everything will be saved. Okay, so traditional, whatever methods are traditional, we should not blindly follow them. Okay, I just want to tell one sentence in Telugu. If you are from Telugu, you'll understand. If you're not from Telugu, leave it, it's not a big important thing. పాత కాలంలో ఏవైతే ఉన్నాయో వాటిని తీసుకొని డైరెక్ట్గా ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేయొద్దు, యూ షుడ్ ఇంప్రొవైజ్ దెమ్ అనేది ఇట్స్ టైలర్స్ వర్షన్ ఇన్ దిస్ సైన్స్ ఇస్ నాట్ రూల్ ఆఫ్ థంబ్. ఓకే, సో so that is the first one. So what all you have to write, you have to keep the heading as science is not rule of thumb, and then you have to write we should not use the concept. If you want to write the definition of rule of thumb, you can write definition of rule of thumb is nothing but previous methods we will just bring them and use now. So we should not use rule of thumb, we should leave it, and instead of that we have to go with scientific approach, which means so all that you can write. Okay, then next, second is harmony not discord. Harmony not discord means the harmony between the managers and the workers should not be disturbed. Okay, so management and workers should be friendly with each other, they should share ideas with each other, and understanding should be there between the manager and the worker. The harmony should not be disturbed. Okay, so for that, what management has to do, the managers has to give workers enough freedom to express their ideas. If their ideas are good, then they should praise them, they should give them special attention, right? So you are a worker, you're not supposed to open your mouth, you're a worker, you're not supposed to give us suggestions. That kind of attitude should not be there. Okay, workers should be given enough freedom to express their ideas or express their points. Okay, then so that is about the harmony not discord. And even workers also should not take the advantage of the freedom given by the managers. They have to work hard, they have to be sincere, they have to be polite and all. Okay, so that is between the harmony not discord. In this you have to simply define there should be harmony between the workers and the management, and also management workers, both of them should be understanding with each other. Management should give enough freedom to workers, and they should be given freedom to share their ideas, views, points, all. And workers also should be very sincere, very polite, and they should be very good to the organization. That you can write. Next, coordination but not individualism. So clear about these 2 points, I guess. And the third point is simple. Cooperation but not individualism means individualism should not be there, only me or everybody should listen to me. That dictatorship should not be there. Okay, cooperation should be there between all. It's almost simply related to almost like this harmony not discord point only. So cooperation should be there between the labor and also the management. So the labor should have the freedom of giving the ideas, suggestions to the management, and even if the idea which is given by the labor or the worker is good, then the management has to appreciate, the management has to reward them by giving some extra bonus or giving some gifts and all, so that it will be an encouragement for them, and even other workers also will get a motivation, will get encouragement to do something new, right? And every work, all the work in the organization should be divided equally among the management and the workers. Management should not sit and make the workers to do all the things, right? So management has to do the work and also the workers has to do the work. Everything should be divided equally, everybody should contribute equally to the organization. Okay, so cooperation but not individualism. Done. Next, development of each and every person to his or her greater efficiency means, so if you are giving a person a particular work, suppose you're having old man who is 60 plus years in your organization, and somehow he wants work, he wants to do job, and he came to your organization and you just want to give him some job. In that case, what kind of job you should give to him? A job which will suit his physical condition, which will suit his mental condition, right? You should not give him a job to work near the machines. You should not give him a job to daily carrying bags, or that kind of very hard physical work kind of work should not be given. So not only to a 60 plus old man, but even to people, even it may be a small, not children are not supposed to work actually, like women, men and aged people. So whenever you're giving work to people, it should suit their physical, mental and intellectual capabilities. You cannot give a CEO position to a person who doesn't even know 1 plus 1, right? So that is what I want to tell. So intellectual capabilities you have to see, mental capabilities you have to see, intellectual, okay, physical capabilities you have to see. So by keeping everything in consideration, you should assign them work. Okay, and next is you should also give training to people if necessary. Suppose there is a person, for example, let us take, you have requirement of Python developers in your company. Okay, you want 100 people who know Python, and there are already, you have by recruiting and all, by doing all those things, you got 90 people. Okay, then you still want 10 people, but there are other people in your organization who is working on some other technology rather than Python. Then in that case, what you can do, some other people, you can get people from other, like some other people working on coding, because they'll be having some idea about coding, right? People working on Java or anything, you can just bring them and give them proper training so that they will be able to do programming in Python. So whenever training is required, you should give them proper training, and you should encourage them, right, so that they can learn more better. So this is about the principles of management given by Frederick Winslow Taylor. You can just simply write Taylor if you're bad at spellings like me. Okay, so what are the principles? 4 principles we have. Science is not a rule of thumb, so you should not blindly follow the traditional methods and all. You should bring the traditional methods, you should modify them, you should like change them according to modern situations and then use them. Harmony should not be discarded. That means the harmony should be there between the users and the not users, sorry, I'm going into computer terminology. Harmony should be there between the managers and workers, right? And cooperation but not individualism, same again, everybody has to cooperate with each other. You have to give opportunity to your workers to express their ideas and all. Individualism should not be there, and the work should be equally distributed to each and everyone in the organization, irrespective of your salary, irrespective of your level, right? And development of each and every person to his, or like, you have to give job to the person based on the role which you give to the person should be suitable to the physical, mental, and also their brain. And also training should be given if there is a requirement of training to the person. Done. So this is all about this video, guys. I hope this video is useful for you, and let's meet up in the next coming video with another topic. And I mean, you know, I'm nothing promotion, like subscribe, like, and all. If you feel to like, if you feel to subscribe, just subscribe. My mouth is paining like hell since I'm doing videos from the morning, so I cannot speak anything more. And thanks for watching the video.